Hi there, welcome to the Worker's Peak. Before I get into a demonstration of this, I want to give you the three main stipulations I had when creating this. First of all, it had to be very easy to build and very easy to customize to your size of billets or business cards. So number two, I had to get a full peak. I think we've all had those tough cookies who you give them a bold Sharpie and you say, here, go ahead and write the name of your dog nice and big so everyone can see. They close the Sharpie and they pull out their own pen and they scribble it along the edge of the billet or something. And it's like, dude, why did you even come to the show? So anyways, it had to be a full peak. You had to see the entire billet. Not just a little rectangle in the middle that you've cut out or that you've drawn for them. Also, that allows for you to let them draw a more complicated image, and they can think of a word which is, well, longer than what they can cram into a tiny little box that you've drawn for them. So number three, and most importantly, this gimmick had to fit within the flow of performance. I didn't want you to have to tailor your performance to the constraints of the gimmick. There are so many methods like that. Take anagrams, for example. You have to tailor your speech to fit the anagram so that you can take the anagram and put it into your performance. It's just a mess. So I wanted a gimmick that you could take and just plug it in to your performance without having to change stuff around. So I've done all those things, and I think I've done it the best with this gimmick. Or at least the best that I can. So let me give you an example. You'll take a billet, hand it to a participant, and tell them to write their favorite food or what they're having for dinner on it. That goes face down into your stack of billets. And at this point, you've got a few options as to how and when you get the peak. You can obviously just put it in your pocket and get the peak then. Or you can put it on the table, get the peak then. Or you can take out the top billet of the stack, get the peak. Or you can take out the bottom billet and get the peak. It's completely up to you. It's very versatile in how and when you get the peak. Also, this will work for out to lunch. So, let me explain how to do that. You'll take a billet and put a strip, or half a billet, put a strip of double-sided tape along one edge and then down the center. So in a T, T for Tom. And you'll put that right underneath the rubber bands, making sure it sticks to both of them. And then take the other half of the billet. This is not going to be pretty, I'm just trying to keep this explanation as quick and concise as possible. Take the other half of the billet, stick that to the remaining tape, and guess what? You now have an out to lunch principle gimmick that doesn't fall off when it's in your pocket. Yeah? So you can pull it, and provided you do it correctly and not like how I did, it doesn't come off the tape. Whereas a regular out to lunch principle gimmick would just, fall right out. So yeah, that's the Worker's Peak.